Hello YouTube, I'm Toby, and today we're taking a look at the Lenovo T410 Thinkpad. Now this particular ThinkPad, I believe it's from January of 2011, so it is quite old, give or take a few months, over 6 years, but it's in pretty good condition. There aren't a whole lot of scratches or anything on it, so whoever had this before me certainly took good care of it. Now, before we get too deep into this review or overlook or whatever it is, if you want to see the internals of this computer, I do have a video on the channel where I take it apart and clean it up. I will not be taking it apart in this video though, sorry about that. Now, we start by taking a look at the top. You can probably see that we have a battery charging indicator and a sleeping indicator. On the bottom we have our air intakes and our battery release lever and the docking station connector. Sadly I don't have the docking station for it, but be alright. On the front of the computer we have an SD card reader down here, and this right here is the lever to unlock the lid. Okay, so the the left side of the computer, or right, I'm not really sure. We have 3 USB ports. I'm not quite sure what exactly they are. I think they're USB 2.0, but I'm not quite sure. Now, in this here bundle of USB connectors, we also have a DisplayPort connector, which I thought was kind of nice. I didn't really think that this would have a digital signal, but apparently it does. So we also have our gigabit Ethernet connector right here and a VGA connector, and of course we have the fan exhaust, which is also on the back. There's a single fan in this system, but it has 2 exhaust vents. Back here we also see our 20-volt power input and the rest of the battery and the a modem connector or something. And over here we have yet another USB port. This one I believe is just for power. Anything I've connected to it only got power and no data connection, so it's probably just power. Also have a DVD drive. I do believe it's a write and read drive, so that's kind of cool. We also have a headphone and a mic jack right here. And let's see, I believe this is a SATA 300 port. I'm not quite sure, but I believe it's something like that. And we also have a little switch to turn our Wi-Fi on and off. Alright, let's open it up by using the little release lever, the unlock lever down here. And so far the computer was in sleep mode. Now, the screen itself is decent quality, no issues there. It's not the worst I've seen, certainly could be better, but then again it's an old computer, so it's pretty good for how old it is. Now down here we have some LED lights for Wi-Fi, hard drive activity, and I'm not sure what the one in the middle is, but it's probably not important. It hasn't been lighting ever since I've used the computer. Over here we have the, I don't know if you can see that, but it says T410. Now I think I owe to tell you that I have been using this computer for about a week now, just to get used to it, and I've actually started liking it a good bit, so that's kind of cool using old technology like this. Up here we have our volume controls, mute, volume up, volume down, muting the microphone, our ThinkVantage button, and the power button. The keyboard itself is pretty standard. I find it kind of nice to type on, but I don't really pay much attention to keyboards. Something, however, I found very useful was this pointing stick, I believe it's called. And I actually like using this a lot better than I like the touchpad. The touchpad on this is very rough, but that don't bother me. But anyway, compared to all other touchpads I've had, I actually like the little pointing stick a lot better. We also have a fingerprint scanner, but I never got around using it. Now don't let that Windows 7 sticker fool you. This system is running Ubuntu. I did receive it without a hard drive, So I put my own hard drive in, installed Ubuntu on it, 16.04 I believe it is. It's running decently nice. Right here we have our Intel Core i7 sticker. It is a dual core i7 in here, but it shows up as a quad core actually. Here, let me show you. Now, if you can see that little 4 right here, that indicates a quad core, which I find kind of weird because the i7 is 620M is a dual core, but it does have 4 threads, so I think it might be mistaking the threads for cores, and it's clocked at 2.67 gigahertz. Now, memory-wise, I did receive it with only 4 gigs of RAM, but I installed a secondary 2 gigabit stick for a total of 6. And it is running a 64-bit operating system. I've got 151 gigabytes on my hard drive. And graphics-wise, we're running an Intel integrated Iron Lake mobile graphics chip. Now up here, I'm not sure if you can see it, but we do have a webcam up here. So I did record a video if you wanted to see it, just to see what the quality is on the webcam. Yeah, alright, do videos over. Now, if you couldn't hear what I said, I'm not sure if you can, but I simply just said that the webcam was decent. It's not the worst, it's not the greatest, but it's okay. Now, with regards to using the computer, you know, in your daily life, YouTube-wise, it's pretty much perfect. Right now, you could actually watch it at pretty high quality. Let's try 1080p. See how well it runs. Just like that, you see? It is running absolutely perfectly, so watching videos on YouTube is not an issue, and obviously typing and all that is not an issue either. Your social media and all that just runs perfectly on this computer. Where this computer starts lagging is if you want to try some light game, well, not light, some medium to heavy gaming. Let's try and fire up Steam and try Counter-Strike. Alright, so we're currently in Counter-Strike Source, running on the lowest settings, and I'm not sure if you can see this as well as I can, but it's stuttering quite a bit. It's not really playable, so yeah, I was planning on trying to benchmark it on Counter-Strike Global Offensive, but trying it in Counter-Strike Source, I realized that would be a waste of time since it can just barely play this game. And as it turns out, Counter-Strike Source isn't the only thing it has trouble at. I did try some light editing on here, and they just sort of froze on me. I'm not sure if it's the program I used. I used OpenShot Video Editor. I'm not sure if that program's just bad or if the computer is just simply too old to run some proper editing right. Now, battery wise, it's actually pretty decent. I do believe it's the 6-cell battery in here, and it is running quite well. I'm on 92% now actually, and I've been running this thing on battery for the whole review. It seems like it holds up somewhere between an hour to 2 hours depending on workload. So I was actually pleasantly surprised to see that the battery was still good. Alright, so conclusion time. Is this PC good in 2017? I'll have to say yes. For what you get, it's actually a pretty decent machine. For work, yeah, sure. Writing, keeping track of things, moving objects, watching videos, all that thing is very good. Movies, yes, everything's awesome, except gaming, of course. So if you want a gaming machine, this is not it, but for pretty much your average Facebook machine, it's pretty decent. I'm not sure what the price are on these anymore, but I can't imagine they're that expensive. I mean, you can go out and buy a MacBook for I don't know how many $1,000s and just use it for Facebook, or you could just get one of these for maybe a couple, well, maybe just $100 or $200 and just use that for your Facebook machine. So yeah, this computer in 2017 is absolutely useful, and I'd say if you can find one for a good value, it's definitely worth considering using it as your daily driver. Now, if you have any questions about this computer, or you feel like I missed something, do not hesitate to ask me questions or write your own experiences in the comment section. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.